Right now, as you sit there, you are being robbed. It's not a guy in a mask. It's not a glitch in your banking app. It's worse. It's a silent, invisible decay of every hour you've ever worked. The $100 in your pocket today is objectively worth more than the $100 you'll have next year. But here's the nightmare. Most people think saving is the solution. In reality, saving without a plan is just watching your wealth evaporate in slow motion. The economy is shifting. Inflation isn't just a headline, it's a tax on the stagnant. But there is a hidden map. There is a mathematical law that governs the universe of finance. It's called the time value of money, TVM. It is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. By the end of this session, I am handing you the blueprint to that map. We aren't just talking about saving for a rainy day. We are talking about the specific, actionable framework that the top 1% use to ensure their money works harder than they do. If you miss even one level of this, you aren't just losing money, you're losing time. And time is the one resource you can't earn back. Let's dive into level 1. Level 1, the foundation, the boring stuff made sexy. Why is a dollar today worth more than a dollar tomorrow? Most people say inflation. They're only 20% right. The real reason is opportunity cost. A dollar today is a seed. A dollar tomorrow is just a seed that missed a planting season. If you have $10,000 today and you put it under your mattress, you are committing a crime against your future self. The pattern. Interrupt. Did you know that at a modest 7% return, your money doubles every 10 years? That means by waiting just one decade to start, you aren't losing 10% of your wealth. You are losing 50% of your total lifetime potential. We calculate this using 4 pillars: present value, PV, what you have now; future value, FV, what it becomes; interest rate, I, the speed of your growth; time, N, the fuel. The formula looks intimidating, but the logic is simple. Think of your money as a dedicated employee. If you keep your money in a standard savings account, you're paying that employee to sleep on the job. If you understand level 1, you stop viewing money as currency and start viewing it as potential energy. But potential energy is useless if you don't know how to release it. That brings us to how we turn this seed into a forest. Level 2, the acceleration, tactics for growth. To accelerate, you have to understand the rule of 72. Take the number 72, divide it by your interest rate. That is exactly how many years it takes for your money to double. If you're getting 1% in a bank, it takes 72 years. You'll be dead before you're wealthy. If you're getting 10% in an index fund, it takes 7.2 years. The pattern interrupt. The average person spends 40 hours a week working for money, but spends less than 1 hour a month managing it. The data shows that your management of money is actually more correlated to your final net worth than your actual salary. Acceleration isn't just about picking hot stocks. It's about velocity. We use TVM to decide, do we pay off the mortgage or invest in the market? If your mortgage is 3% and the market is 8%, the time value of money says every dollar you put into that house early is actually costing you 5% in lost growth. You are literally paying for the feeling of being debt-free with your future freedom. We've built the foundation. We've started the engine. But now we need to talk about the unfair advantage that makes the rich stay rich, regardless of the economy. Level 3, the secret weapon, compounding and tax strategy. This is where 99% of people get left behind. They understand simple growth, but they don't understand asymmetric returns. Compounding isn't addition. It's multiplication on top of multiplication. The pattern interrupt. If I offered you $1 million today or a single penny that doubles every day for 30 days, which would you take? The penny becomes $5.3 million by day 30. But here's the catch. On day 20, you only have $5,242. Most people quit on day 20, but there's a parasite that wants to eat your penny: taxes. If you earn 10% but pay 30% in taxes every year on those gains, you aren't just losing 30% of your profit. Because of TVM, you are losing the compounded growth of that tax money over the next 30 years. This is why the wealthy use Roth IRAs, 401ks, and 1031 exchanges. These aren't just tax breaks. They are time machines. They allow you to keep your seeds in the ground longer, protected from the frost of the IRS. When you master the secret weapon, you stop playing the game of how much can I make and start playing the game of how much can I keep and reinvest. But even with a secret weapon, most people still blow it. Let's talk about why. Level 4. The pitfalls. Why most people fail. The biggest threat to your wealth isn't the stock market, it's your brain. We are evolutionarily wired to value a berry today over a bushel tomorrow. This is called hyperbolic discounting. We want the dopamine hit of a new car now, even if it costs us $1 million in retirement value. The pattern. Interrupt. A $50,000 car bought at age 25 doesn't cost $50,000. If that money were invested at 8%, that car actually cost you $1.1 million by the time you retire. Is that new car smell worth $1 million? The data shows three main wealth killers. 1. Lifestyle creep, increasing your spending as your salary grows. 2. Analysis, paralysis, waiting for the perfect time to invest. Hint, there isn't one. 3. The lotto, mindset, looking for 100 times returns instead of consistent 10% returns. People fail because they treat TVM as a theory, not a law. They think they can make it up later, but you can't manufacture time. If you avoid these pitfalls, you're already ahead of the masses. But to reach the top, you need the final shift. Level 5. The mastery, the long-term vision. Mastery is when you stop thinking in dollars and start thinking in time. True wealth is measured by the number of days you can live without working. TVM is the math that tells you your freedom number. The pattern. Interrupt. What if I told you that being rich is a choice you make 20 years before it actually happens? Mastery isn't about being lucky. It's about being inevitable. The mastery framework involves automated systems, removing the human element, your emotions, from the equation. Generational TVM, teaching these laws to your children so their time starts decades before yours did. The exit, knowing when your future value is high enough that you can stop planting and start harvesting. You now have the hidden map. You know that $1 is a seed, that taxes are frost, and that time is the only thing you can't buy more of, unless you invest. The difference between a life of stress and a life of absolute freedom is simply the application of these 5 levels.